Alright, so I ain't done a YouTube video in a while. I figured I'd do one. Do a little update. Last video I did was I replaced the gear housing in the front of the Cummins in the Dodge. It's been doing really good. No leaks on that, except for there is a little bit of a leak on the vacuum pump. I don't know if I pinched an O-ring or something, but it's very, very little. So that's been doing good, but I'm not driving it. It's not even on the road anymore because I have another project. I'm driving. I got an F-150 2004 I'm driving now. So yeah. Got a golf cart here that was actually given to me by the neighbor. She went and bought a new one. So did that. I got a lot of. This is just going to be an update video because, like I said, it's been a long time since I've done videos, and since I've been getting a lot of comments on my videos lately, I guess I better do something. We'll go on this. The reason the Cummins is off the road is because this is the project. This is a 1987 crew cab Ford F-350. I got it without the motor and transmission, which is fine because half my work is done. I plan on putting the Cummins in this, and by the time I'm done with it, it's going to be a four-wheel drive and dually. I actually have a good friend of mine at work. He's got a I can't remember the year, a chassis, running gear, all that stuff I'm going to buy from him. It's a dually F-350. So I'm either going to, it's not a crew cab, it is an extended cab. What I'm going to do is do some measuring when I get that chassis here. Either take the cab off of this truck and put on that chassis, or I'm going to take all the running gear out of that truck and put in this one. Running gear, I mean front and rear axles. I'm going to use the transmission and transfer case out of the Dodge with the Cummins. So when I got this truck here, it was complete. The bed is actually sitting over there. I've already taken that off. Front clip I've taken off. And like I said in previous videos, I jump all over the place with projects. And we had some family visiting for a couple weeks from California, and now they got lit a fire under my ass. I want to get the boat done. So yeah, I got the boat trailer right there. I took the boat off the trailer because I'm wanting to do work to that. I don't know. This garage, I don't think, was in any of my videos before. The neighbor right up there, she actually got a bigger carport, and she says if you want this, you could have it. So I took it down and put it up there. I did have the boat in it, but it's so tight in there you can't get around it. So the boat came back out of it. And I'm parking a lot of junk in there. Let's see. What have I done? I was doing the press. As you can see, it's standing now. And I actually have used it a couple times. I have to finish it. I actually bent up this fender here. I'm making fenders for the boat trailer because they're kind of rusted out. So instead of buying them, I had this metal laying around, and I'm making my own. Use what I have. So I was doing that. Pretty much not much progress with that. I did make a press brake for it here. It's rusty as hell. It's been sitting for a long time. What else have I made? The gantry crane. Neighbor lady has a couple older Monte Carlos One of the motors were running very badly in it, so she asked if I could pull it out for her and take it to a shop, have it redone. So I had no cherry picker here. I could have went to Harbor Freight, got a cherry picker, but I needed something where I can maneuver better and be able to put the motor in the back of the boat, which is out there now still. When it was done, cherry picker might have done it, but I could use a gantry crane more than a cherry picker, so that was the reason why I did that. And it was I-beam. The I-beam was laying around. I didn't pay nothing for the I-beam, so yeah. And I'm not going to be lifting anything crazy with it. Doing some side work too. It's not here anymore, but there was a backhoe here, a Case Construction King. Another friend of mine, he's got some equipment. The Construction King, all the hydraulic cylinders on the backhoe were leaking, and the original plan was so I could dig out the pond so I don't flood because of the hurricane that went through. But before I could get all the cylinders done, then obviously the hurricane came in. Well, we got all the water in there. Can't go out there. Thankfully, I never flooded. No water came past the fence. Came right up to the fence, but I didn't get flooded. So, there was a tree out there. I'm probably going to blind you with the sun. There was a tree out there that was uprooted already when we moved in, and it was stuck in the big oak outside the fence. I cut that down long before any deal with the backhoe. And then when I was done with the backhoe, I dug the stumps out there. There was 2 trees here when we moved in, and I plan on putting an extension on the shop. I need a bigger shop. I'm going to make another. This pole barn is 20 by 40. I want to put another 20 by 40 right next to it so I can have a 40 by 40, and then I'm going to enclose the whole thing. But when we moved in, there was 2 trees right here. I cut them down, and then I dug the stumps out when the backhoe was done. It's a mess, but so I got to clean all that up. It's not by hand. A lot of it will be by hand, but I did acquire this B7100 Kubota. I found it on Craigslist. It came with the box blade. I bought it for $1,000. Yeah, it did have some problems. The 4-wheel drive shaft is missing. I have the 2 ends of the shaft. I just got to get the center part of the shaft. The clutch didn't work when I got it. The guy said he really didn't care that the clutch worked or not because it's hydrostatic. And so when I first got it, I didn't really care about it either until I got a bush hog for it, and then, well, yeah, I had to have a clutch. So I had to split the tractor. I've actually split the tractor twice. The first time was to see what was going on with it, and then when I found out what I needed, when I ordered the parts, I split it again, replaced the parts. Now I got a clutch that works. This over here is a Kawasaki Mule. Was given to me by the guy who actually owns the backhoe. It was just, he's got a bunch of stuff laying around. He said I could have it. The motor was locked up in it, which is actually sitting here in the bench. I tore it all apart. I got to get a rebuild kit for it. So, but like I said, in the past week or 2, I've been working on the boat. I replaced the floor in the boat. I don't know, a few years ago. The boat actually hasn't been in the water since 2012, I think. And I'll work on it here and there, and then I get tired of it. And it just seems like it takes forever. But again, somebody lit a fire into my ass, and now I want to be able to go out and go fishing again. We've been working on that. Anyway, since I replaced the floor in the boat, I made the hole in the floor where the motor sits, because it's an inboard outboard. I didn't go back as far as the original floor, because when the original floor was in it, There was no way to get to anything on the fuel tank. I couldn't get to the sending unit or replace hoses or anything because it was all glassed in. So I left, I think it was 6 inches past the fuel tank to where I can get to the rear part of the fuel tank to get to the sending unit and the hoses and all that. So I had to make a new motor cover, which I was planning on doing anyway because the old one was rotted out. Now I can't take really no credit for this because my fiberglass does not look like this. There is some bugs in it and stuff. They have to be cleaned off. This is gel coated already. My brother-in-law came from California with his wife and a friend of theirs. He's really, really good with fiberglass. He did an excellent job with this, I think. So this is the new doghouse for over the motor. Originally there was a cup holder that sits here, which bottom part of the original cup holder is out there hanging, and there's 2 other pieces that were actually busted on the original I've remade, and those are gel coated. That's got to be all put back together and put back on here. Still have to seal the underside in here, and then that should be ready to go. There is 2 slats that go on the side of this because there's 2 seats in the inside of the boat that go on either side, and they're adjustable. You know, the lower slat is for a seat. The upper slat is the back part of the whole boat turns into, you know, you can lay down. Let's see. There's other pieces that I'm making over here for the boat. All the seats were pretty much rotted in this. This I made a few years ago. It's just been resined to seal it, and that's all I was going to do. But now that I kind of know a little bit of tricks from what he did on that doghouse, I'm going to glass this because I want it to look like that over there. So another thing of this seat is, this is a passenger seat obviously, and those are nuts hitting my roof. But those are, they sit back to back and they fold out to where you can lay down in that too. This piece here is actually part of the captain's chair that I've been redoing. The 2 pieces right there are part of the other passenger seat. I already have 1 seat made, and that was before we moved. And then the big piece is the bottom part of the captain's chair, and then there's metal. I just gotta reupholster all that and put it back together. Let's see what else. Oh, back to the Kubota again. When I got this, I was looking for, actually, I bought those PF Engineering plans for the loader and the backhoe, and I was going to do that. I have a red Cub Cadet in there that I was going to actually put a loader and a backhoe on. Well, then I ran across a deal with a Kubota, so I'm actually building a front end loader for that. I haven't worked on that in a while because, like I said, I keep jumping around. So I got the frame on the tractor is pretty much done. There's the lift arms for the front end loader and the bucket behind it. I have hydraulic cylinders already. I have a hydraulic pump, and I got the controls. I still got to get a filter and all that stuff, and I had to do something different down here in the front because there's a coupling in the front of the motor. I'm actually going to come out with a shaft and make a bracket, and I'm not tapping into the hydraulics of the tractor because they're kind of slow, and I know the front end loader will be slow, so I bought a new hydraulic pump to run off the front shaft of the motor because I want to, that's all going to be for the front end loader and the backhoe whenever I make the backhoe. Trying to think of what else. I know there's more. Obviously the shop's been rearranged. My compressor is pretty much done. It's actually sitting over here under the pallet racking. The pallet racking was in the center of the shop, and me and the wife just got a hair in our ass one day and let's rearrange the shop. So, and I like it better over here. She come up with the idea of putting it over here, and it's out of the way. So, and when we were done, it actually made the shop bigger, and now I can roll a gantry crane from one side to the other. So, but that's just a little update. I don't know why I wasn't doing videos. I guess I just got tired of editing or something, but we'll start doing them again. Yeah, that's just the update video. And like I said, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be working on the boat trailer. So the first video after this one will probably be of me doing fenders for this trailer. And then, oh, and the sandblaster that I made. Now, I made this at the old house before I started doing YouTube videos. So, and it really didn't work that great. But now I got big 1/2-inch airline and a good compressor pump and all that on there now. It does pretty good. So, I did it some down here on the trailer. I just tested it one day. So, I got to take all these rollers off because they're going to get all replaced. Jack this up, block it up, and then take the winch and the tongue jack off, and then sandblast this whole thing and prime it. And then I can start putting it back together after I get the fenders on, so I can, you know, prime everything, get it all cleaned up, painted, primed. So, alright, that's it for now. Like I said, next video will be probably doing the fenders on this.